So it's only 10 chapters. So we probably get right through it. And it's a good book, a good read. So if you want to follow along, I'm reading the King James Version. Of course, it's the Holy Bible. If you're reading another version, they will have some words that are different. If you have any questions, throw them on the screen. A fly just flew by me. I heard it. But this is the Book of Esther. It says, now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, that is, Ahasuerus, which reigned in India, even unto Ethiopia, over 107 provinces. So it's starting out letting us know who this is talking about. This is Ahasuerus. He's a king, and he has 27 areas that he's reigning over, right? It says that in those days when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces, being before him. So after he was ruling for a good 3 years, he like, you know what? I'm about to throw a party. Yeah, everybody. For me, this is for all the princes. Y'all been serving. Y'all been doing good. This for all my servants. We about to turn up, right? He like, we about to have this party. So it says, when he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and honor of his excellent majesty many days, even in 100 and 80 days. So he's showing off. He like, look, I got this kingdom. Y'all see? Did y'all see my building over there though? Did you see the palace? But did you go upstairs? I bet you didn't see the dungeon. Yeah, I got a collection. Did you see my sword collection? It says he's showing off all his riches, his glory and honor. He's showing off, right? 104 days. What is that? 140? Two score. I think a score is 20. I'm gonna have to come back to that. But it's well over 100 days, right? That's some bragging. Then it says, and when these days were expired, those 100 and some days of him bragging, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days, in the court of the garden of the king's palace. So after he had his party inside and he was showing off everything, he was like, these my boys, these my ninjas, right? After we turned up for 100 days. How does somebody do that? I turned up for 7 days, feasting for the Lord. By the 6th day, by the 5th day, I am tired. Okay. But I still do it because I mean, why not? But 100 and some days, he like, you know what? I ain't done. I'm about to show off to everybody. Everybody invited now. We done turned up. Get the little man. Get everybody. Everybody come out, but we not inside. We outside with it, right? So he had this party going on for 7 days. It says, where were white, green, and blue hangings, fastened with cords of fine linen and purple, to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver upon the pavement of red and blue and white and black marble. Did you think we just started decorating for parties? We got to remember, Israel is peculiar. We wear gold in our teeth, right? I ain't all done up right now. I'm resting. But this is what we do. So this party was decked out, okay? He had stuff hanging. He had decorations. It says silver and purple rings. Not just, I'll just get some stuff. It don't matter. It doesn't have to match. Nuh-uh. This was coordinated, right? And then the pavement. So the ground You thought it was just the red carpet? The ground was decorated. So that means everything in between was decorated. You ain't no way you got some stuff hanging from the ceiling, decorated on the pillars, on the poles, and the ground. So you know the tables were decked, the chairs were decked. I mean, this man going all out, right? And it says the pavement was red, blue, white, and black marble. Not just let me throw some carpet out here real quick. This this party elaborate. This dude is going way out, right? But he the king. He got it. So it's no big deal. It ain't tricking if you got it, right? So it says, and they gave them drink in vessels of gold. So this equate this to I'm just a regular old neighborhood round the way girl, and I get invited to the party in the hills, right? So I get to the party in the hills and I'm like, oh, this is dope. And then they bring me something to drink and it's in a gold. This this cup is made out of gold, right? Imagine what the people thinking. The people like, this is the best party I've ever been to in my life, right? It says the vessels being diverse one from another. So you sitting there with your friend, y'all just some neighborhood people like, look at my cup. It's gold. It got a dove on it. And your friend like, but look at mine. It got a fish. Every cup was different, right? So then it says, and royal wine in abundance. So they not drinking no Carlo Rossi, right? They not drinking that wine that you gotta force yourself to drink. It's like it tastes bitter, but it's gonna get the job done. No, this is royal wine. So the little man is even invited to this feast, and they're treated like royalty. He is showing out, right? It says, according to the state of the king. So we just saw how he was showing out his jewels and his glory and his honor. He got all these provinces that he taking care of. So according to his statute, he is showing out. It says, and the drinking was according to the law. So they drinking, they turning up, but you don't have nobody in the back talking about he didn't make you sin. No, no, no. We drinking according to the law. So if you're drinking too much, we're gonna have to escort you out of here because this is being done right, right? It says none did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure. So what you want to hear some jazz? We got a jazz section over there. Oh, you want to dance? It's a dance floor over there. What you want some purple wine? You want some grape wine? You want some pomegranate wine? What you want? We got you, right? It says also Vasti. Shalom, shalom from Denham Springs. That Louisiana? I think that's Louisiana. It says also Vashti the queen made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus. So pause. Let's think about this. Now, Vashti made a feast for the women. Now, we read before that at first it was open to his servants and it was open to his princes. It didn't say anything that implies that the women were invited. And the fact that Vashti, the queen, is making a feast for the women pushes that. So the women weren't invited. Right? They done turned the palace and the outside of the palace into a man cave. The men are turning up. Right? So Imagine how the queen felt. This fly, I don't know if y'all can see it. I can't see it, but I hear it. Imagine how the queen felt. So you've been turning up for 100 days with your boys. And now you done brought the whole kingdom in here. All the way down to the man that cleaned the toilets, the commodes, the outhouses, whatever you want to call them, whatever they had back there. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Now you done had them in here for 7 days. And y'all turning up. You know what? Get my maid servants. get my maidens. Come on, y'all. We finna turn up too. Who we think he is? We they drinking up everything. We can't have nothing. Imagine, right? What made her say, I'm gonna throw my own party? Whatever it was, she threw her own party for the women. Now she didn't include all the women like the king did. This is just the royal women. So she's not going all out like the king, but she like, okay, you had your thing with your boys and then enlarged it to the whole kingdom. I'm gonna have this thing with my girls. Right? Then it says, on the seventh day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine. So it's been going for 7 days. He feeling himself according to the law now. But he feeling himself. This wine got him feeling fine, right? It says he commanded Maamam, Bishta, Harbona, Bigtha, and Ab- Abigatha, Zethar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Hasuerus the king. So it says on the 7th day, while he feeling fine, he told 7 of his workers, right? They just named them. Sorry if I butchered some of those names. But it says, he told them, what, verse 11, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people, the princes, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. So let's think about this. Do you think he said, hey, you, and you, go get my wife? Uh-uh. I'm pretty sure he was like, hey, ma'am, go get Vashti. Right? Vashti don't come. Where Vashti? I said, man. Zethar. Hey, Zethar, go get Vashti. Go get the queen. Yeah, go get her. Cause I done showed y'all everything, but I ain't showed y'all what you can't touch. You can touch these glasses, you can drink out of these cups, but you can't touch this. Go get my wife. Go get my wife, right? He told 7 different people to go get her. It says to show her off, right? But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore, the king was very wroth, and his anger burned in him. So let's think about that. If you were the chamberlain and the king said, go get my wife, and she was probably up at her party, like, now he want to call me when I throw my party. He want to interrupt my party. He don't want us to have fun. I'm partying right now. I've been available 147 days, and now he want to come. No. So if you were the chamberlain, would you go tell the king that? Probably not. Because the king feeling good. You don't want to be the messenger bearing bad news, right? Anyways, whatever the case was, Vashti was not going. And he was upset. He was mad. I mean, you know how to drink get you. You be on one extreme to the next. Feeling fine, dancing all over the place, and then somebody step on the shoe and then ah, mad, like all the way to the left. 0 to 100 real quick, right? So it says his anger burned in him. He went from 0 to 100 real quick. He went from Hey, go get my wife so I can show her off because she fine, y'all. What you mean she ain't coming? Oh, she got me messed up. What you mean she ain't coming? I sent 7 people to go get her. Where's she at? Somebody better bring her. He 0 to 100 real quick, right? He was mad. It says, then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times. See, we don't know the times. This is the time when a woman knew her place. Well, she was supposed to know her place. She was actually supposed to know her place all the way back from Eve. But we're peculiar people, right? So it says these wise men, though they knew their time, for so was the king's manner toward all. They all know, oh, he got a right to be mad. This man having a party in front of the whole kingdom, and he can't even get his wife to do what she's supposed to do. He calling for his wife and she ain't coming. You know how your mama be like, don't embarrass me in front of company. Imagine if company is the whole neighborhood. Right? Like, she was tripping. It says, and the next unto him was Karshina, Sathar, and Admantha. I don't know why I can't say that name. Tereshish, Marish, Marcina, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Midian, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. So these people have a front row seat. And you know when somebody goes 0 to 100 real quick, you could tell. They don't even have to say a word. You could tell. So they saw. Now, some of those names were some of the people that the king sent to go get them. Let me see how many of them. It was 1, 2. So Admantha was one. Let's see. And Memucan. Oh no, that's a different name. Okay, so it's just one. One of these people, that's right, because those were the chamberlains. These are the princes of Persia. But they got front row seats. But they see the king's face like, oh man, this is not good. This party might end. Right? It says, verse 15, what shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she hath not performed the commandment of King Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. So they like, what we gonna do, y'all? Like, this is bad. This is bad. The king is having a party. All company is out. And the queen deliberately disobeyed him. He sent 7 chamberlains and she didn't listen. It says, and Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. So one of them spoke up like, she didn't just defend the king. She defended every man in here. She defended all the men with some power, right? Says, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. So they threw something in there. Despised in his eyes, right? So that lets me know she was talking mess. Because hold on a minute, is not despising the king in his eyes. I'll be there in a second. I'm on my way. Taking too long is not despised in her eyes, but it says that the other women would see this and despise their husbands in their eyes. So they're taking what the queen did as she despises her husband. She doesn't listen, right? So they like, we got to do something because she's the queen. Now we know the book says you wound the head, the body will fall. If the head is out of order, the body is too. So if this is the queen and she out of order, we can expect all the women to be out of order. She is at a party with a whole bunch of women doing this. And then none of the women checked her. Like, girl, you better go see what your husband want. We'll be here when you get back. Right. And then he didn't want her to even, now it didn't matter what he wanted, but he wasn't even calling her to come serve us. He wasn't even calling her to for anything. He was just calling to show her off. All she had to do was show up, do a little spin, going about the way, right? But nobody checked her. And really, who could? She's the queen, right? But still, nobody checked her. I am my sister's keeper. Anyways, it says, likewise, shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. So they like, the women gonna definitely hear about this. You know how women talk. You know how men talk. You know how we talk. Everybody gonna hear about this. This is this is bad. And when they hear about it, everybody's house is gonna be full of arguing and wrath and fighting, and because the women are not gonna think they don't have to listen to their husbands. And who knows what these husbands gonna do, how they gonna react, right? So they like, we gotta handle this right now. It says, if it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that if it be not altered, that these Persians or Midianites, it says of the Medes and Persians, said, look, you about to divorce her. She can't come before you no more. Since she didn't want to come before you now, she can't come before you anymore. Now, is this according to our instruction? No. You cannot put away a woman for not coming when she called, for embarrassing you in front of company, so to say. You can put her away for fornication, right? Adultery. Um, Later on, after the law was given, because of the hardness of men's hearts, it was given that you could write a bill of divorcement for other reasons, probably to keep from beating up on them. But that's what they said we're gonna do. We're gonna put her away. We're gonna make an example out of her. Since we're not gonna allow her to be an example the wrong way, we're gonna make an example out of her our way. And we're gonna put somebody else in her space. We're gonna let all these women know your I can't even think of that Beyonce song. I think it said replaceable, or was she saying irreplaceable? I don't know. But anyways, they were letting all the women know you can easily be replaced. No big deal. Right? So then it says, and when the king's decree, which he shall make, be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. They said, so when we put this out, all the women gonna act right. It doesn't matter if you the poorest one in the kingdom. Your wife gonna have some act right because she gonna be scared to be put away. We gonna make an example out of Vashti, right? You listen when I say come, you better come. See what I want, right? They like I'm about to show my power real quick. I'm the man. I wear the pants like that little boy. Y'all remember that? I the man. I the man. Anyways, it says, and she and the saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. So king was like, you know what? You right. Because I'm the king. How dare her not come when I call? You right. We're going to show these women who wear their pants around here, right? So then it says, for he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people. So he like, look, I'm putting my foot down. Every man is gonna rule his house, right? He like, you know what? I want it in every language. My kingdom is great. Everybody need a copy of this. I want it. Get it out. The man is the head of the house. Listen to your husbands, right? He like, they going hard. I'm not putting too much on it. Read it. This is what it says. They are going hard, right? Every language, every province, every village, everybody get a copy. Everybody need to understand this. Make it plain, right? So that was chapter 1. Here comes chapter 2. It says, after these things, so after that, they done sent out the letters to everybody. When the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what was decreed against her. So after all this was done and he calmed down, he missed her. Like, dang, why you had to do that? I gotta follow through. I gotta you you gon' know. That's what he mean. You really think he forgot her that fast? He had to like, dang, what was her name? No, he missed her. Like, dang, why couldn't you just come when I called you? You could have went back to your party. I wasn't stopping your party. But now that I've made this decree, we we got a hold to this. Vashti, you can't come back, right? It says, then the king's servants that ministered unto him, because they were like, bro, it's good. She won't work it anyway. Right? They ministered unto him. It says, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king. They like, you could replace her. It's better virgins out there. It's younger ones. It's, bro, you good. Right? They trying to make him feel better. He going through it. Y'all know how men are. At the beginning, they not worried about it. But let some time go by and they get to remembering, right? Get a little lonely. What's that? When it's cold outside, right? So his boys trying to pick him up, like, bruh, we gonna find you somebody else. It's other fish in the sea. And they're younger too, right? It says, and let the king appoint officers in all provinces of his kingdom, that they may get together all the fair young virgins of Shushan, the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Hedge, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things be purification be given them. So they like, look, we're gonna get all the young virgins. You gonna get your pick of the litter from the top all the way to the bottom and everything in between. We want all the young virgins to come here, and they gonna want to come because who doesn't want to be the queen, right? So like, bro, you good? Don't worry about it. We got you. We got you. You gonna have the best one. It's saying, and when you get them, make sure they come with their purification stuff. Get all their purification things together because she gotta be right. She gotta be on point. She need the hair done, nails did, everything be right. And So it says, and let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so. So then the king was feeling better. He was all down, like, dang, I miss her. She used to make the pancakes with the edges around when the handmaids didn't do it. Like she would rub my back, like, and they was like, bro, you good. We gonna get somebody better than her. Somebody finna fill her space right now. We finna get all the young virgins around here. They finna be purified and ready for you. And the king was like, you know what, you right. You right, because I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm finna pick one. Right? It says, now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai. Now Mordecai is a major player in this game. So remember his name, okay? Well, you ain't gonna forget because we're gonna keep talking about him. So it says, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite. So Mordecai is an Israelite. So we dealing with these other nations, the Medes and the Persians, and whatever Ahasuerus is, but an Israelite just stepped on the scene. Because remember, this was to go out to every nation under him in every language. So here come this Jew, not a Jewish, okay? Because a Jewish is something like a Jew. That's like if I say meet me at 12ish. Not that doesn't mean at 12. That means around 12, similar to 12, something like 12. So not a Jewish. We're talking about a Jew, probably darker than me, just to keep it real, with locks and stuff. Anyways, it says, who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away. So that's a whole nother story with Nebuchadnezzar and them when they carried away the Israelites, the Jews. But Mordecai got caught up in that. So that's why he's not in his land. He's over here under Ahasuerus, right? It says, and he brought up Hadassah. That's my name. That is Esther. So just to throw a little understanding on that, Esther is her slave name, so to say. Hadassah is her Hebrew name. It says his uncle's daughter. So Mordecai raised Hadassah, but this is not his daughter. This is his uncle's daughter. It says, for she had neither father nor mother. The maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter. So when her mom and daddy died, Mordecai took her in and raised her, right? It says, so it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together to Shushan the palace, to the custody of Haggai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women. So Haggai is the woman that is bringing in all these women, making sure they have their purification things, making sure, okay, you a virgin, you who, you from where, we decent and in order, right? So Hadassah is one of those women. It says, and the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her things for purification, which such things also belonged to her, and 7 maidens, which were meet to be given her out of the king's house. And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women. So when he saw Hadassah, aka Esther, he was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. She fine. Look at her. Look how she glide across the floor. Now I'm adding some stuff in. Listen how she talk. Oh, she gonna definitely come when I say come. That's the one right there. Hey, hurry up. Get her stuff. Get we got to get her purified, get her purification. Matter of fact, give her. That's gonna be those right there, gonna be her maidens. Take care of her. I want her. Right? It says, and for whatever reason, now this is not sexually. When they say she Lord put on him to make him want her, right? Because the Lord will do that. He controls the hearts, right? So whatever it was, he wanted her. It says, Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it. So he was like, listen, you don't have to say a word, baby. I got you. You somebody asks you where you from, don't it ain't their business. Tell them mind their business. All that matters now is you belong to the king. You belong to the king. Right? So did nobody know where she was from? Did nobody know she was a Jew? It says, and Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house to know how Esther did and what should become of her. So he checking for her every day. Where my girl at? She good? Yeah. You good back there? You all right. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm just making sure she good. I'm anxious for my wife, right? It says, now every maid's turn was come to go in to King Ahasuerus. After that had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women. For so when the days of their purifications accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of women. So the other women, they got to pass by. He like, yeah, next. Next. Like, why are we doing this? I already know who got this. Right? But for the women, understand, because nowadays we live in a microwave society. Okay. And the purification process was not go hop in the shower real quick. Mm-mm. You better soak. You better soak. Okay. It says they did this. The purification was with oils of myrrh, with sweet odors for 6 months. Because you know how some people, if they stink, they can go take a shower or a bath and then they can still stink. It's like it's embedded in them, and especially hair. Hair is like plastic. It just holds smell, right? So if you are bathing and an anointing, rubbing these oils and stuff on you for these 6 months, you're gonna smell good. Even if you skip a day, you're gonna smell good. You know what I mean? And it says, and the other things used for purifying these women. It says, then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house. So these women passing by. All right, what she want? All right, she coming up. Cool. But next, because I already know what it is, right? It says, in the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned into the second house of the women, to the custody of Shash Shashgaz. You say it. Shashgaz. Yeah, you say it. The king's chamberlain, which kept the concubines. She came in unto the king no more, except the king delighted in her, and that she were called by name. So it's like an elimination process going on. You come in here, either you make it to the next house or you don't. But now she's in the area where the concubines are. So the concubines are like wives without all the benefits. I guess that's a cool way to say it. It says, and she didn't go in front of the king. She didn't go to the king unless he called her, unless he called for her. So obviously the king has concubines, but he's looking for a queen to replace Vashti. So there is a difference in rank here. Okay. I ain't gonna even get into that. I ain't gonna even get into that. It says, now when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go in unto the king, she required nothing but what Haggai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed. So that makes a difference. I done asked 15 women, I'm just throwing that number out there, what it is that they want while they go in to see the king. This one wanted a steak dinner. That one wanted a musician. This one wanted a gold chain. That one wanted, and okay, what do you want? I don't need anything. I'm fine. What does that show? Content. She was content. Okay. It says all she took with her was what they gave her. She didn't ask for anything extra. It says, and Esther obtained favor in the sight of all them that looked upon her. So the things that she was doing, the things that she was saying, the way she was carrying herself, it was like, wow, yeah, she's special. It's something about her. It was something about her. Doesn't say exactly what it was. We see that she was content with what it was that she had, but she was gaining favor with people. People were like, yeah, I like her. hmm Probably once they got to know her, once they were around her a little bit, some conversation with her. But anyways, I digress. It says, so Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus into his house, royal in the 10th month, which is the month Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. So all of this started in the 3rd year of his reign. He had a party for 100 and something days, and then 7 days after that. And now we're in the 7th year of his reign. Look at all of this time that has gone by. That's a long time to be in this process, right? It says, and the king loved Esther above. I like this one. This one got my vote. She in there. Period. Right? It says, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. So she went to the king. He peeping game like you didn't come in here with no extra stuff. You don't have no extra fine linen. You didn't ask for you didn't ask for anything. And you fine and you walk like, oh yeah, you got my vote. Matter of fact, competition over. Ding ding ding. Winner is Hadassah. Put the crown on your head. Right? And then it says, then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. So this feast is different. Now it's like the first one, it's just his boys, but this is Esther's feast, right? And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king. So everybody came in, got a gift. You special, right? And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. So notice they still virgins. So he not just taking them down. Plus, for us, because Esther, Hadassah, is a Jew, we're not doing anything until we're married. Mordecai was sitting at the gate. He watching like, okay, what's going on with who? Oh, Esther's still up in that thing. Okay, let's see what's going on. Esther had not showed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did the commandments of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him. So Mordecai, like, don't tell him I'm who I am. Don't tell him who you are. And Esther is still obedient to him. Technically, she's technically not under his care anymore because she has the crown. She has been crowned king. Um, if she is, if they have not, what's the word I'm looking for? Consummated, then she would still be under Mordecai. But if they have, and with her having the crown, I mean, we can assume that it's been taken there. We're gonna read and find out. I'm pretty sure it has been because she has the crown, right? She is the queen, which means she is the king's wife. So, but she's still obedient to Mordecai. It says, in those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bitham and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hand on King Ahasuerus. So two of the king's chamberlains, two of the king's boys, mad. They want to put hands on him, right? It says, and the thing was known to Mordecai. So Mordecai heard about it. Who told it to Esther the queen? And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. So Mordecai, like, look, don't tell them I'm your uncle, but let them know that I just heard that Bigton and Thresh, they they plotting on them. They plotting on your husband, right? So Esther went and let the king know. The Jew at the gate said, found out. So Ahasuerus looked into it and he found out, okay, oh, y'all plotting on me? Okay. Therefore, they were both hanged on a tree. And it was written in the book, and it was written in the book of Chronicles before the king. So when he found out, oh yeah, y'all plotting on me? Off with their heads. I mean, he didn't cut their heads off, he hung them, but still off with their heads, right? And if you want to read about that, it's in the book of Chronicles. That's what this just said right here. I don't know if it's in First Chronicles or Second Chronicles, but it's in the book of Chronicles. And I don't know how long I've been reading, but expanded the feast to include the neighborhood people. The neighborhood people came in, and the thing was that cups were the same. Everybody had something different. The floors were marble. It was stuff hanging all around. I mean, this was the party of parties. And he had a big kingdom. It was like 27 areas that he was king over. So After he was feeling good 7 days of partying with all the people, he called for his girl, and his girl didn't want to come. He just wanted to show her off, but she was feeling herself because she was throwing her own party for the women, right? So the other men in charge were like, we can't have that. She gonna have all the women out of order. We need to make an example out of her. So we gonna sit her down and replace her. We're gonna let everybody know, right? So they put this letter out in every language, sent it to everybody to let them know this woman is about to be replaced. Then the king started missing her. Some time went by and he was missing her, and his boys were like, look, don't worry about none of that. She is replaceable. Matter of fact, we gonna get you the finest virgin in all the places. So they sent for all the virgins, and the king locked eyes with one. Her name, her slave name was Esther, but her Hebrew name was Hadassah. And she went through her purification process with all the other virgins, and she was content. And the way that she walked, other people found grace and favor towards her, and the king crowned her the king. Wait, the queen. Wait, the king crowned her the queen. Did I say it right that time? Anyways, if I didn't, y'all know what I'm saying. So when she became queen, her uncle that raised her from a child, because her mom and daddy died, and um he took her in, was always watching, keep an eye out for her. You know what I mean? Because that was like his daughter. So one day he heard some people hating on the king, and he let her know, hey, you might want to let the king know they plotting on him out here. So she went and let the king know, hey, such and such and such and such is plotting on you. And he wasn't quick to anger. He went and seeked out the matter. And when he found out it was true, he killed them. Now what's gonna happen next? You're going to have to join me next time to find out what happens, because we're going to pick it right up at chapter 3. But if you watch my channel, you already know what I'm going to ask you, because it's mandatory that you do it. Did you pray today? If you didn't, let's go right on over to Matthew. Do you know where it is? Do you know where I'm going? It's chapter 6. What verse? We're going to pick it up in the middle of verse 9. And this was the instruction given from the Savior when he was not sitting in his seat, to let everyone know how to get their prayers heard. He said, go to my Father, whatever you ask in my name, it will be given to you. So he said, this is how you pray. You go to the Father and you address him, our Father. It says, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So we want your ruling here, your judgment here, your kingdom here, your will here. We want it to be done right here under this firmament in this earth, just like it is in heaven. It says, give us this day our daily bread. So we asking God to, Lord, please give me the things that I need today. I'm not going to be worried about tomorrow. I'm not going to be worried about yesterday, because yesterday is the past and you got me through it, and I trust you. So I know I'm going to be good tomorrow. So can you just supply me with today what I need mentally, physically, spiritually, all the bread that I need? Because I can't just live off of bread alone for me to eat. I need to live off of every word of God. So increase me in all of these areas, right? And then it says, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. So, Lord, forgive me of my sins the same way that I forgave those people that were talking about me, that were hating on me, that was lying on me, that was sinning against me, that was bearing false witness against me, that was hating on me, that was mean to me, that was the way I forgive them. Lord, forgive me, right? So you better make sure you're really forgiving people, because you don't want to get up in the kingdom and then God be like, okay, I forgive you. Now get out of my face. I don't deal with you. I don't like your kind around here. Right? Something to think about. Then it says, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. So the things that tempt me, God, deliver me from that. Lord, I'm an alcoholic. Please let me not pick up that drink. I'm a weed head, Lord. Deliver me from this. Deliver me from the things that's tempting me. These big butts keep passing by me and my brain keep deliver me from that. Every man that I see, I just want to deliver me from evil, right? And lead me not. Don't let me follow after my temptation, right? It says, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory. It says, but you got this kingdom is yours. You have the power to deliver me from evil. You have the power to provide me the things that I need. You have the power to make your kingdom come, and the glory is yours. When all of these things happen, I'm going to remember to give you your praise. I'm going to give you your honor forever. So while I'm living and after I'm gone and before me and before them and after the next people and then after that and after that and after the end and all the way into the beginning forever. Amen. So that's what he told us. That's how our mentality needs to be when we pray. This does not mean say the saints, just say this and don't know what you're saying. This does not mean just say this and not mean it. No, what he was saying was, I'm gonna give you an example of what you need to be asking for. I'm gonna give you an example of where your mind state needs to be when you go to the Father. Okay. So if you didn't pray today, that's a beautiful way to start it, don't you think? Anywho, I am glad y'all joined me. I can't wait to come back for some more read with me. Lord willing, we're going to get this thing the way I want it to be so that you can actually follow along. There is a will and there is a way, and it's going to happen. And pray for me, because I'm going to pray for you. And I'm going to tell you what to pray for me for, because the wrong prayer is a curse, just in case you didn't know. So for me, I want you to just pray that the Lord's will is done in my life, and that I walk according to his plan in a way that he will be pleased. Now, if you want me to pray for you, let me know. Drop a comment, send me a message, whatever the case is. You pray for me, I'll pray for you, and I'm always praying in Jesus' name. So with that being said, I pray that the Lord add a blessing to the hearing, the reading, and the doing of his holy word. Oh, y'all can't see this one. The gold is a little off, but it's the Holy Bible, King James Version. And as always, all praise, glory, and honor goes to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, aka Israel. Peace.